Happy Roadblock game.
Happy Chode Block, Sage.
Oh, we're gonna bury the lead on a
Yes.
future joke here.
Yes.
Actually, speaking of speaking of choking, I forgot my notes.
Talk about burying the lead.
This is all gonna be
Edited.
No. We're gonna keep this.
We're gonna keep this shit in. Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah! It's the last.
It's a roadblock.
Yeah, it's just Roadblock. Who gives a shit? They certainly did give a shit. Well, that's not fair. Roadblock was all right, but
That wasn't fair.
I mean, it wasn't very memorable.
As a matter of fact, you should issue an apology.
Like Roadblock. I mean, if we're going to compare it to the other pay-per-view TLC, I'd say TLC was better just because I kind of like the talent, and I'm kind of a sucker for the gimmick matches when it involves hardware.
Yeah. I especially love that one spot with AJ Styles.
Yeah, that's.
Go ahead, guess which one.
Technically, AJ is on fire. That any spot with him can really just win you over.
It's true,
but yeah, but unfortunately, TLC didn't have much in the way of story. I mean, outside of the heel turn, the quasi heel turn, like. I do like the fact that James Ellsworth is so goddamn dumb that he doesn't know that he did a heel turn. That I love. That. Like what? I'm gonna give Dean Ambrose a shot when I win the title.
Oh, that was great. They really took him from being the underdog. Well, just the underdog.
His position on the totem pole isn't any different.
Yeah.
It's that he has now delusions of grandeur. That is great.
It's really good.
That is really good.
I called the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Did. But I didn't know how good it would be. I didn't know how they would do it. I didn't know he would become the village idiot.
No, but that's a welcome turn. But outside of that, there really wasn't anything going forward in that pay-per-view. And you could make the argument that nothing really moved forward here in some respects. I mean, like for story-wise, I think some things came to an end or should come to an end. But we'll get to that. Outside of that, nothing really. Like it felt like using the pay-per-view as like a means of telling a story. I think it just kind of, well, we're spinning our tires in the mud. I think we're just waiting for the Royal Rumble to get around.
Yeah, but this was much better than the last Roadblock. Let's just put that out there.
The last Roadblock, which wasn't even like a proper pay-per-view. It was just
yeah. Now that one was a chode block.
Once again. But going back to my general thoughts on it, it was all right. No, oddly enough, the first match on the card was probably the best match.
Yeah,
it was actually. It peaked too early, but I'm glad it had a peak. But before
we get any further,
yes, before we get into any further, you want to?
I'm gonna open because.
Oh, you think you?
I'm just gonna always open. You're never gonna know. You're never gonna know.
Okay. Okay, it's another action figure.
You thought this was gonna be something else?
No, but all right. I'm feeling a cape. I think I'm feeling a cape, or no, it's a shirt. It's a shirt.
Okay, so you know that he's someone who wears an article of clothing.
So, okay,
He or she.
I'm just going to end the suspicion. I'm going to just end the suspense right now. Hornswoggle. You got me a Hornswoggle action figure.
No roster's complete without Hornswoggle. He's in the Hall of Fame.
No,
or he isn't yet.
He isn't yet. He was let go.
Wait, he's not in the Hall. That's right. He's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Yeah, but he was let go of the company earlier this year. To no one's surprise.
With all the ridiculous inductions in the Hall of Fame, I just...
You just thought, like, oh my god, these arms are so ridiculously small. I mean, like, yeah, I know, little person and everything. But everything about this is just tragic.
Yeah.
Just everything about this. So
Show the.
It's a freaking hornswoggle. All right.
Yep. That's what it is.
Hold on. Focus, you piece of shit. Come on. You know you want to focus on this.
It looks really creepy with the blur. It looks like Chucky or something. Jesus.
Come on. What? This fucking camera. It just refuses.
Can you not recognize the face?
Sometimes the autofocus on this camera is really great, but it is such a fucking stuck-up little shit sometimes. It's like, no, I want to focus on this.
We established the faces we're going to do.
All right.
We're going to stick to those. All right.
Here you are. I got you 2 gifts.
LBM. 2 gifts? Is that because of the last one, or for just the hell of it?
It's Christmas time, so.
All right.
So.
What way to bury my gift?
Well, I owe you a gift.
That's true.
I owe you a gift.
Okay. Oh, fucking God. Really, man? That's right. You said one of them is not a Kevin Nash gift. Doesn't mean bull. All right. So, firstly, let's just. I saw it peeking out. You got me a Kevin Nash plush figure.
That is the cheapest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Look at that hair, that yarn hair.
That Raggedy Andy hair.
Cabbage Patch hair or whatever.
And it is officially licensed by the WCW way back when.
Jeez. So wait, is this like collector's editions or
I don't know anyone in the right mind who would want to collect that, but yes. That was an officially licensed product.
Height 7'1", not actual height of doll. Weight 367 pounds. Hometown Phoenix, Arizona. Signature maneuver jackknife powerbomb. Yep.
This thing looks like it came out of like a Mexican vending machine.
It does crank.
Like it feels.
I was trying to get the frickin' Undertaker doll. I got a Kevin Nash doll.
It feels like this should be within a bed of those iPod cases that are actually filled with gummy candy.
Like hell, I was trying to get the Zack Ryder doll, and I got fucking Kevin Nash doll. There, you happy? You happy?
All right.
No, it even looks like he has like a Nichols comb-over thing going on.
Yeah, Nichols.
Pickles. No, Pickles.
Yeah, Pickles the drummer. Ding dong, diddly doo. Yeah.
Pickles Nichols was a thing though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So.
Hmm.
Yeah, right.
So what's the other one?
That's. All right. It's not a Kevin Nash. What? Really? Really? Oh my God. Rodzilla from NWO.
You really have no idea.
I have no idea. When did Dennis Rodman join the NW? Did he do like a guest appearance thing where he was
he was for like about a month. He was a part of the NWO on WCW program.
Oh, this is the most stupid piece of shit you've gotten. I mean, there's bigger wastes of space, but this is pretty dumb.
I like how you're just staring at it, just trying to
figure out what the hell I'm ever gonna do with this other than wear it at the next review.
You were always complaining about not having enough wrestling shirts. Now you got the ugliest wrestling shirt I have ever seen.
And it's ugly as fuck, too. It looks like it's like a cafe press or something. It's just, did you have this cafe press? Like,
I swear to God I didn't.
Because it totally looks like a cafe press. It is just squared on there. A white shirt. And it's all fuzzy and shit. Ah, God. I mean, I'm going to eat spaghetti one day in this, and then I'll be it.
No, I dare you. If we ever go to a WWE event, I dare you to wear that to it.
At first glance, people are probably just going to think that it's just Dennis Rodman, but if they look closely, they're going to know.
There's like NWO.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they'll be too confused to be angry.
I'd be like, here I have, like, Kevin Owens' unthinking, unknowing face just peering out into the void. And then there's...
Merry Christmas to you. That is a great shirt
Yeah, I know.
that you got yourself. Proud.
Yes, I am.
Let's get on with the review.
Damn, I'm so happy. I'm so funny. I cracked myself up.
Oh, you're gonna get yours.
I have yet to get mine. You got to step up your game, son. You got to step up your game.
As a matter of fact, I think you've enjoyed a lot of the things I've gotten you.
A lot of those things I just got to put out of my mind. I just like every time.
Oh well.
Well, like, what's the next time I'm just going to look at my closet and just see my basket of action figures that you got? Although I will say, like, having a little Hornswoggle next to my Vince McMahon, so I can have him join the Kiss My Ass Club whenever I want.
You know, this is all just building up to a bit for a WWE roster bit. Oh god! What would be more funny is like a giant Hornswoggle. That'd be better.
Like an actual life size Hornswoggle.
No, like 3 times the size. Like a giant Hornswoggle.
So like an average sized man Hornswoggle.
Yes, an average man Hornswoggle.
Oh my god, he's the biggest midget I've ever seen!
Like Vince's little boy grew up. Good god, we were just... I'm not stepping on mines. I'm making them. I'm planting them, stepping on them.
Winning the hearts and minds.
Yeah.
Alright. Pre-show, Booker T and Renee Young were joined by well-known Sirius radio host who was stepping in on the pre-show to help mix it up a little bit. According to some dirt sheets, Lita was let go. And unfortunately, fortunately, depending on
honestly, I was okay with her. I thought she was all right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just because of nostalgia
or low bar when it comes to the pre-show, especially. But
low bar. Gotcha.
Yeah. And of course, our own favorite resident pervert Jerry Lawler was taken off television. Poor man. Poor man who's probably in some kind of legal trouble. I'm not going to say anything regarding that. I have no idea why he was taken off of television, but knowing his history,
let's just say
I wouldn't be surprised.
He was a good commentator.
He was a good commentator and a great wrestler and good ring general.
And then there were other things.
And then there was Miss Kitty.
Yeah.
Some choice moments coming from Booker T. Opening the pre-show with the announcement that he is running for mayor of Houston, Texas in 2020, or 2019 rather.
Oh my god, that was
just
huh?
Well, just kind of...
Well, this pay-per-view is starting off interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You got us, WWE. You threw us a curve.
Yeah.
Didn't see that.
The man that they got, I wish I could remember his name, but he was definitely strange looking, but then again, WWE...
Oh yeah, the Garfunkel looking guy.
He looks like if Garfunkel fucked Greg Fitzsimmons. It's an odd... He has an odd face and an odd hairstyle, but the guy knew what he was talking about, and he was a radio show host, so he knows how to work a mic, and he knows how to keep the conversation going and be interesting to listen to. Mm-hmm. So, as far as I'm concerned, WWE replaced a weakness with a strength.
Yes.
So, I'm full for it. Jumping right into the pre-show.
We'll figure his name out.
Mm-hmm. Jumping right into the pre-show with Rusev versus Big Cass. This was kind of a nothing match. It was basically a fluff piece just to draw out the feud, which is all right. I think if you're going to give away the match for free on the internet, might as well be something to hook the audience. And sure enough, the fluff piece just basically revolved around Enzo, cutting a promo, which was one of his more finer promos as of recently, rather.
Well, Enzo and Cass cutting a promo, but mostly, of course, Enzo.
Yeah,
mostly. Cass knew his reindeer.
Mm-hmm. But otherwise, it's kind of a nothing match. It's Cass and Rusev throwing haymakers and being, like 2 sacks of golem meat just...
Oh, let's be clear. This wasn't the best match. This was the kickoff that we were talking about. We were talking about the first match.
Oh yeah, pre-show. Yeah, it was the pre-show match. It was like what it was.
Sorry, yeah, pre-show.
Yeah, like Rusev and Lana tricked Enzo into a cheap shot and tricked Cass into a count out
in a bit that was kind of starting to ride the cusp of Ruthless Aggression era cheese.
A bit, but
Not full tilt, but I could see the slight indicators. See the
no. The way I figure it, it's wrong for WWE to write an angle where a female wrestler has to participate in a bra and panty match just for the sake of a bra and panty match. However, knowing also following the footsteps of brazen leaders like Mae Young, who just would show you her tits on a willy nilly basis. If they want to do it for pop from the crowd, I'm not going to say no to that.
The thing is, I don't know if Enzo wanted to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if Enzo wanted to walk around strutting his stuff naked.
I don't know. I don't know if Vince made him do it or not, and I think I don't know. I'd have to be more informed.
But I want to believe in the better nature. I want to believe in all of our better angels, and Enzo wanted to show his dick on television.
Yes,
more power to him. In the brave footsteps of 95% women up till now. Maybe there was a few instances of Val Venus. Oh God, I remember.
Val Venus.
Remember when Val Venus was abducted by Hirohito and they all threatened to choppy his pee-pee? You remember that?
I vaguely remember that. Oh my God, that was weird.
No, it wasn't Hero. Oh God, I'm trying to remember. It was
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm blanking on the group's name, but holy crap, that was.
He wasn't talking Funaki.
No, I don't think it was Funaki.
Wait. Okay.
It might have been I think Funaki was part of the group, but it wasn't. But it wasn't the one who was wronged. They were all part of the same stable or manager relation, whatever. It was weird times. It
was.
But back to reality, or at least what passes for reality. It was a nothing match. It was just a few punches, and we're just going to continue this feud. Which, all right, I'm not sure who's babyface and who's heel in this.
Cass is babyface, even though it was
Cass is
squashy.
Cass is babyface. Enzo, you're gonna go to a married woman's hotel room.
Oh, you mean in that particular bit?
Yeah, in that.
I see what you're saying. No. They painted Enzo as the babyface. That was clear.
Yeah, but that's not exactly a baby.
But that doesn't mean that it, all rightfully was. So
I mean, I know that WWE wants to keep Rusev heel and give Enzo babyface, but
what did you think you were doing?
Exactly, did you think that it was going to be some kind of cuck situation? He was going to fuck Lana right in front of Rusev? Although I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that's going to be beyond the grasp of what Vince would have done. I mean, if this was 2003 again, was 2003, I think there would have been.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if people knew that cucking was a thing back in 2003, I think Vince would have definitely have written that as an angle. Well, not Vince himself, but he would have okayed that as an angle sometime in 2003.
Well, who knows? Maybe Lana would have cucked him from Cass. Who knows?
Who knows, indeed. I mean, if you're going to be cucking anyone, why would you go with the smaller of the two dudes that you're conceivably doing?
Well, this was leading up to Roadblock,
so actually, once before we get into before we get to that match, though, there's a few comments that we need to address. I believe it was Booker T who called Roadblock is going to be once in a lifetime. Booker, this isn't even once this year. There was a Roadblock back in February. Yeah, it was February because it was it was a Saturday thing, the Saturday fluke event that, I don't know, I guess WWE was trying to test the waters of having Saturday programming again?
I figured they probably wouldn't have had another Roadblock. It was just a name to give something that they wanted to put somewhere in between. And, well, obviously they did another one, so here we are.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so time to go on to... I think we're fair to say it is the standout match of the night. It's just look, we playing every.
Yes,
Yeah, like,
I think that's a fair assessment. Yes.
Fair assessment is who would have thunk, right? The
Spending
best.
it one time, definitely. I think that's a definitely. Well,
Going through all the matches over the card, I think this was the one that one had the best outcome, and two,
as far as enjoyability.
yeah, enjoyability. It's New Day versus Cesaro and Sheamus for the tag team championships, and okay, they lose. We got new tag team champions finally. Record broken, and now record shattered, and now the record will always stand at 460 some odd days or however long it is.
Not the angle that I was kind of hoping for. I knew it had to happen on a pay-per-view. We agreed it had to happen on a pay-per-view if they went for the angle where they it gets broken like the day before they're able to finish it, and they have like this immortal feud with the ones who did it.
Yeah.
Or something.
However, you can't do that because in order for it to have happened, they needed that pay-per-view to happen last Sunday.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It needed to happen on a pay-per-view.
But because they couldn't because they couldn't organize a pay-per-view to happen on that particular day, that meant
it just wouldn't be right to end it like that on a.
Yeah, like they would have to protect. They would have to protect it on a Monday, and Raw's fine and whatever, but there's not a lot of pomp and circumstance to it.
If you're going to take away somebody's chance at breaking that record, you should at least do it on a pay-per-view.
Exactly, but the cards weren't on the table, the stars weren't aligned.
Yeah.
But now that the record's broken, they immediately dropped the belts, which feels kind
weird.
of, I mean, it's weird, but nobody holds on to the belts forever. Would have been nice if they could have held it onto Royal Rumble. I mean, just to give the illusion that they weren't tag team champions just to break the record.
That's exactly the cheap feeling that you get from that.
That's the cheap feeling. However, that cheap feeling is buried under what was the most fun tag team match I've seen all year.
Oh man.
I cannot stress this enough. Even though, I've seen the Revival and the Revival's NXT matches, and they get, I like them as heels in the same way you're supposed to like heels, and I fucking hate them.
I'm not a big fan of Revival just because of the, it's so boring. I'm sorry, it's just, I know all fists, no flips, or no flips, all fists, but,
all fists, you're trying to keep, wrestling as a full contact, contest rather than spectacles shows, which Cornette's always been yes, this, but I've seen their matches. They do get your blood pumping, especially in that 2 out of 3 falls match they had with at NXT Takeover Toronto, and then that was a good tag team match. That would have been the best tag team match I've seen all year if it weren't for this one, and I can tell you why this eclipses that, even though that was more technically proficient.
Mm-hmm.
It's that there was a dynamic between both tag teams of this that was not there in the NXT Takeover Toronto.
Also, Cesaro is just fucking so great.
Yeah,
so perfect. The chemistry there.
Mm-hmm.
I really did not think this was going to happen. I didn't think that two massive egos like those two could. They are. Two massive egos like that could work so well together.
Okay. How do you spell your name, Gabe? M-A-R-K? Damn it. That was actually so innocent of you.
The thing is...
that was so pure and innocent.
That was so cute.
Yeah, no.
I'll just... But seriously, I figured that those guys... their contracts, that they wouldn't want to go for that angle. I didn't even... It's just how often do you see people just, combine together for a tag team for just a split second and then they break off?
Jericho.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Usually, if you want to take a tag team seriously, they got to have a tag team name. Can't just be so and so and so and so.
Tyson and Kidd.
No.
Tyson. I mean Cesaro Kidd. Cesaro teamed up with Tyson Kidd.
Y2 AJ.
Oh yeah, that was And then remember the 2 months that happened. Uh, oh yeah, I forgot. Didn't like Undertaker and Rock tag team for like
Undertaker and Rock.
Undertaker and Rock? Yeah, I think tag team for like a month.
Very briefly.
Very briefly they did.
Rock and Mankind did have a name.
Rock and Sock Connection, but that was, I mean, like that led to like the highest Raw rating in the history of in their programming.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like
short.
It was relatively short and all that, but yeah,
but go on.
But your point in that, like Cesaro and Sheamus just felt like a slapdash together tag team to just have them do something. But
and they're people who are perfectly deserving to be in line for a single belt.
Mm-hmm.
So it just didn't seem like it would happen.
But it
did, and I am so happy. We are so happy it did.
Yeah, exactly. They're both terrific workers. Sheamus gets way too much. We've always been on the record that Sheamus gets way too much crap for what he does in the ring and how entertaining he can be if he's just put in the right angle. And it took a while to get into the groove, but Cesaro and Sheamus are great together. And it took this match to really show how great they can be. And not only were there just like kickouts aplenty, not only were there just a lot of it. We were so used to the New Day being on top of the tag team division for so long that we saw something we have never seen. If we have seen, we haven't seen in a long, long time, and that is fucking Sheamus kicking out of the big finish.
Or the big ending.
The big ending, rather. Big ending. That, like, when he hit that, I was just like, okay, it's over, blah, blah, blah. Oh! That was genuinely surprising to me.
Yeah.
Really and genuinely surprising to me. And
after getting pummeled by his spears or shoulder blocks or whatever.
Oh, yeah, shoulder blocks. And,
those hurt from him.
Oh, yeah, they're flying, flying thunder god attacks from between the ropes.
Good Lord. That someday is going to end either his or someone else's career.
We're going to enjoy the ride until it does.
It's amazing to watch, but it's scary, too.
Yeah, but like even beyond just like the nice hard hitting spots all throughout this match, there was also like the fun little flippy shit.
Yeah,
the match began with Kofi Kingston and Cesaro just basically who can outflip the other,
who can outland on their feet. Yeah, who can outbalance the other.
It's like, oh, he landed on his feet. He landed on his feet as they flip each other over each other's backs to try to reverse holds.
It's like watching cats go down really long stair steps. Just bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, there was also some great ideas for moves, like the assisted white noise on Kofi Kingston.
Oh, God. I was like, wow, he kicked out of that? I've never seen, the white noise is, supposed to be a pretty good finisher, but the assisted...
Yeah,
it made sense because this was high stakes.
High stakes, so everyone's finisher always finishes except when it's not, except when it doesn't.
Yeah, like kicking out the beginning. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But outside of these spots, anything else to really? I mean, it feels like we're underselling this match, but it really was a fun, high energy, fast paced match for the belts. Yeah. It was just so much fun. Usually when you say something is fun in wrestling, it's burying it. Oh, he's just so much fun to watch.
It was truly...
it truly was.
Exhilarating. It was really fun. It was really... We could just keep saying that.
Yeah.
It was splendiferous.
Splendiferous. And more than that, there was also some great setups. Like, it was Cesaro having Kofi kind of like crawling over his shoulders until he basically gut-wrenched him into what looked like was going to be a Styles Clash.
Oh yeah,
but then performed the neutralizer.
It was like the gut wrench deadlift that he does into the. Yeah.
And then got him over his shoulders, but then he tried.
Is it going to be a suplex? No.
No. Fireman carry. No, he's got him over. Oh, he's hanging him upside down like that. Oh, Styles Clash. No, it's a neutralizer.
No, it's his finisher. I mean, when it comes to Cesaro, you never know what the hell he's going to do. He does everyone's moves.
Yeah, he does.
Stop embarrassing everybody, Cesaro.
We know that you can do everyone's moves better than what they do. I mean, you're like the Triple H of stealing people's moves and not actually having them finish them.
You're ready for me to kind of go out in a weird derail? You're kind of like in the movie Ants. You're like that one big soldier ant who started taking the worker job, and they were saying that they were going to downsize him because he's too good. Yeah, kind of like that.
That's a long way to go to make.
Why do I have to bring up shit like that?
That's where your mind goes. That sometimes your mind goes where I can't follow, Gabe.
Why did I have to go to Woody Allen?
There was other. Before the match I even started, during their opening promos, we were burying the lead on this, but might as well give it some context. It's Big E mistaking Roadblock for Cockblock. And I'm thinking, what in the world was he actually thinking? Cock does not sound like road in the slightest. So my only thinking is that
he came to something that sounds a lot like it.
It sounds like
Tell them.
Chode block, and that was the only. It's the only word. Like, does he think it's called chode block when you get chode blocked? I don't know. Considering Big E's package, I think that's what he. For those of you who do not know
what a chode is,
it's an especially girthy penis.
Not necessarily. Usually not tall. It's not tall, but it's kind of stacked. It's short, but it's big. It's girth.
It's like a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
It's weird bumps and everything.
And and it explodes.
I'm riveted for her. I was about to say pleasure, but I don't think any. Show me a woman who wants to get fucked by a fire hydrant, and I'll show you a woman who is going to go out with a bang. You wonder where your mind goes. Anything else about the match? Need to? Not particularly. But it's finally New Day's reign is over. It's time for them to figure out where they are as a like.
Yeah, where do they go? Where do they go from here?
Exactly. It's.
I assume rematch, because
that's champion's advantage. So they always get a rematch.
Yeah.
But excuse me. There's I really don't think they should win. I think they need to retool themselves. I don't think they should be broken up, but I think they need to, find that new thing about them.
Heel.
Well, they've always been kind of heel as of late. They actually began as heel, then they went babyface because they got over with the crowd. So, I don't know. I don't think you want to lose that babyface momentum. I think you just need to find a new angle to your babyfaceness. So,
yeah.
So, I like a little. Before we move on, I want to say there was a nice little touch with Cesaro, hugging the New Day as they gave over the belts, which was a nice little moment.
Yeah.
You had the belts for so goddamn long, and we were wondering how they were going to react to it, and they just they cherished it, but they did give it up, and Cesaro just kind of gave them all a hug. So and then Sheamus just in the back is like, "What the fuck is this shit?" So he's just grabs the two belts and just
because that's Sheamus. That's what he does.
Telling you, Sheamus knows how to heel. Sheamus knows how to fucking heel.
And he deserves your resentment as a heel, not as a person. Come on.
Or even as somebody who legit hates him and just doesn't want to be on his television anymore. Not like T.J. Perkins.
Not like
T.J. Perkins is fully deserving of every bit of your hate, and we'll get to that little shit brick soon enough. Next match on the card was a weird one. Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman with a 10-minute stipulation. If Braun Strowman does not defeat Sami Zayn within 10 minutes, Sami Zayn wins. Now, this story going forward with Braun Strowman can only end in one way. Sami Zayn needs to beat that 10-minute mark, because that's the only way he could reasonably emerge victorious. Because we've been building up Braun Strowman to be this monster fucking, destroyer of worlds heel. So, outside of a weird angle with Mick, coming in with a white towel, threatening to throw it in from Sami, and that wasting about a minute and a half of clock time in the process of doing it, because, for some reason we didn't stop the clock, and...
that was...
Yeah.
I'm we understand it, but it just...
It's
I don't like that.
Yeah, they probably took out a little bit more insurance to cover Strowman's ass.
The meta here is that the real stipulation of the match was not about Sami Zayn. It was about Strowman. Yeah. The whole point of this match was, can Strowman last 10 minutes? in a match.
And keep a match interesting.
Can he do what he does for 10 minutes? And he did. I mean, take some of the time out for shenanigans,
but like he has vastly improved his in-ring presence and his worker rate. So, this was a nice little leash for him. And of course, it actually, on one hand, it doesn't really do much for Sami Zayn, other than like saying like, oh, he's better than the dozens of jobbers that fucking Strowman crushed. Which, excuse me for a moment. Sorry. Which, shouldn't have to have been proved in the first place. But there we go. Nor does Strowman look better at all. Like, he got defeated, not mincing words here, through video game logic.
Yes.
The only way that Sami Zayn could have done anything with fucking Strowman is he had to dodge his ramming attacks and just trick him into basically destroying the barricades.
It was hilarious. It's like strafe around Strowman.
It's like wait for him to run into a wall where he gets stunned and then then do your haluva kick on him.
Yes, it was great. That was hilarious.
It's video game logic, and
TJ Perkins, you can't even do anything you can't even do anything with your gimmick, can you?
Absolutely not. Although, from that angle, I can appreciate the match for what it is, and I'm glad it didn't last any longer than the 10 minutes. So, from that. Like, Sami Zayn lasted, he emerges victorious, and now there's going to be set up like an actual serious feud between Sami Zayn and Strowman. I don't know where the fuck this is going, but
I'm looking forward to it, personally.
Yeah. So, it's Pokemon logic. For some reason, I started calling it Pokemon.
Because that's what they do. They say their own name.
I know.
This is what we wanted with Brock Lesnar, to go
Brock. Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar.
Brock.
Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins. Because Triple H ain't gonna work on a non-marquee pay-per-view. So he just sent out Chris Jericho to to fill in time.
The only reason you got your match is because Triple H didn't want to work on Tuesday nights.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, this was another, passable match. Like, a lot of these matches you could have seen on Raw. And one such match was this. Some solid work in the ring, but nothing spectacular. Chris Jericho acting like the heel, like he always does, with a "Help me, Daddy" spot where he hides behind the ref. We see, outside of some peculiar instances of weird ring work, Jericho lightly taps Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins, reacts to it like he got hit with fucking antimatter.
Slap a doom.
He's just like, whoa! Oh my god! I felt like I'd just been jackhammered by Goldberg.
One last devastating slap.
If I'm sorry, if Ric Flair cut a promo like Goldberg right before his match, it's like, do I have one devastating Flair chop in me?
Flair chop! And it was the resounding Flair chop that sent the entire audience back like frickin'
like a blast wave from
a blast wave from Sauron. or the Shaq versus Big Show in a battle royal.
That's going to be his final match. WrestleMania 33.
Is that really confirmed?
It's been confirmed for a few months.
God.
He's going to have a match with Shaq.
That's
WrestleMania 33. Oh man, big old turd sandwich on that one. Another little weird little bit that we just need to giggle and rib on. Jericho goes for a running bulldog, but Seth Rollins ducks it and just launches Chris Jericho into the corner where he just kind of straddles the ropes like this and just sells like ah.
I've seen him do that quite a few times, I think, but this particular one was really drawn out.
Yeah, because even though I've seen Chris Jericho wrestle these last few months, I can't keep my vision of what Jericho should wrestle inside my head. Like he wrestles in long pants, like in long spandex, spangly trousers, because that's what he does. Like I've always seen him with boots, pants, shirtless. That was his classic. That was his classic look. Long hair, whether it was long hair, pants. Now he has a dad bod with a pigeon-breasted divot in his chest, and he wrestles in the tiniest little trunks.
Kind of like, what Flair would do when he got up there. He's just like, fuck it, I'm still going to wear trunks.
He's still going to wear... But at least he always wore trunks. Or at the very least, he nearly always wore trunks. This is just like a recent development. Development of Jericho.
He has to reinvent himself over and over again.
So he just has these tiny little trunks, something like I was about to say a women's wrestler, but no, a diva.
A diva is
this is like a diva's small trunks, and it doesn't help that when he's in such a compromising position where he's literally like he's bare blasting the corner, and his ass is sticking out the other end, and it looks like he's presenting like a mandrill, and.
I have been experiencing this awkwardness with his attire for a while now. I didn't want to say anything, but thank you for putting that out there. Now I feel like it's not just me.
Yeah, like he knows that, he's the effeminate heel, that he's just...
But I would have expected, with following the fashion that he normally has outside the ring, that he might wear, designer leather pants in the ring or something,
I mean, sometimes he does, and the vest with no shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get the gimmick, or at least get the approach to gaining heat for himself. But I have to wonder, at what point does the gimmick go a little too far, where it approaches gold dust territory, where he was actually legitimately considering getting breast implants?
Well, the thing is, he's not getting enough heat, or any heat, really. So maybe he needs to take it up another notch. Maybe he needs to start going into Nikki Bella territory.
He needs to get breast implants. That's what he needs to do.
Oh, I was talking about smaller.
Oh, well, I was still on the gold dust kick.
Oh, well, I mean, that too, I guess. Sure.
So, yeah. Be the first technically male wrestler to have to legally wear a bra whenever he has to enter the ring.
Oh, man. Or just, do it AJ. See what happened to AJ.
Wait a minute. AJ Lee?
Oh, no. AJ Styles pulling the...
Oh, I was about to say, AJ Styles doesn't wear a bra to the ring.
No.
It's I see it.
No.
By the way, I love that tweet. He had in that. As you could plainly see, dude, the scene was okay. You were not in danger of seeing my butthole.
That was great. It's like these things are designed so that you can only see a tasteful amount of the phenomenal buns. Tasteful amount. It never would have gotten further than that.
A tasteful look at me.
That match could have gone on for 2 hours and he would have been fine.
Mm-hmm. But other than us kind of ribbing on this match, nothing really happened. Although. I don't know if it's Rollins' fault or it's Jericho's fault, but Jericho's been taking the pedigree I think it's a combination of both. He took a pedigree in the car, and it was just quite clearly that he's just stopping his momentum with his hands. And every time he's taken a pedigree,
I know what it is. When Triple H does the pedigree, he doesn't let you do it.
Because what are you going to do? Complain to the boss? He is your boss!
No. When he does the pedigree, your arms ain't going nowhere. He follows through. Actually, he does have to let you go at a certain point, so that logic doesn't really work.
But he doesn't let you go until a split second before you hit the mat.
You know what? Honestly, I'd have to go back and start watching Rollins' pedigrees versus Triple H's pedigrees to actually have an educated opinion. So.
For a guy who's been criticized as not being a safe worker, he delivers the pedigree that is such a soft pedigree.
Wow, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Like I don't want to hurt you, so like okay, there we are. And like every other movie does, buckle
This is
bombs.
just completely
Like it's like buckle bombs,
Potato
curb
shots.
stomps. Oh god.
yeah.
Like this guy's legs has just been cut out completely out from under him. Every move he tries to do for a finisher has always been taken away from him. And I hope he can keep the pedigree, because if you take the pedigree away from him, he has no finishers left.
Yeah, but I mean that's gonna be a match, pedigree versus pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Dueling pedigrees. You know, it's sort of like that question of, can Randy Orton RKO himself from out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Can Triple H and Seth Rollins pedigree themselves into the perpetual motion device?
Oh, into the Canadian Destroyer pedigree machine.
Oh yeah,
The flipping pedigree.
I showed Gabe the triple Canadian Destroyer.
Is it a double Canadian Destroyer or a triple when you have 3 people? Because normally it's 2 people.
A Canadian Destroyer has 2 people, so I guess with the other person, that's the second Canadian. So I guess it's only really a double Canadian Destroyer.
Okay.
But
I mean, it's just you lose track of who's doing it to who, though.
yeah,
It's kind of just a wheel.
it's just a wheel of humanity.
Wheel of people.
It feels like the vision of 3 people just basically flipping over themselves into some kind of perpetual motion device as it rolls out of the mat. Feels like it should be in some kind of Euronymous Bosch painting of hell.
Like a vicissitude flesh crafting creation. It's
Get on that in the next Doom game, id Software. That we just designed a whole new boss for you. Okay, let's move on to what wound up being a surprisingly good match, not because of what happened in the ring, but because of the awesome reveal afterward that had us literally cheering our fucking hearts out. The Brian Kendrick versus TJ Perkins versus Rich Swann for the Cruiserweight Championship. Rich Swann retains his championship by making that little bitch TJ Perkins tap.
Tell him, Jamie, boom!
Boom, Jamie, boom! Let's kill him!
He has shit taste and gimmicks!
Perkins! Okay, let me tell you something. Whistle. Let me tell you something, TJ Perkins. That whistle that you begin as you walk down the ramp is really weak sauce, man. Weak sauce.
Weak!
Weak. What does that even have to do with anything? Like, it just feels like something for him to do. Like is he like on the cusp of becoming like a traffic guard?
What does a whistle have to do with video games? I've never had anybody play video games with me who had a whistle and was like,
I mean,
stop it!
There are whistles.
Why are you doing that?
There are whistles in video games, but like
you don't blow a whistle when you're playing video games. It's really rude. It's distracting. Anyway,
like Austin. Oh, like during the but during this entire match, Austin Aries was on guest commentator for a whole 10 minutes. This match lasted. But my favorite little bit though is that Austin Aries said, who verbatim said, Rich Swann is the Cruiserweight Championship.
he's a possession.
Like, as if, like, Rich Swann is the belt itself. Now, you could try to make the argument that he meant that in a way, like, he is emblematic of the whole Cruiserweight, the idea of a Cruiserweight Championship.
Or that he makes the championship what it is.
But I think it's far more likely that he meant to say Cruiserweight Champion and just instinctively added the ship at the end of it.
Yeah.
I think that's the far more likely answer to that.
Botches.
Yeah. Speaking of botches, the opening of the match included a very embarrassing and possibly... This spot could have gone a whole lot worse when Rich Swann was supposed to scissor jump out of the way of Brian Kendrick. But Brian Kendrick ran face first into what looked like his crotch.
I thought initially that he was running into his knee.
But if not his crotch, then his inner thigh. And, like, I don't think he was injured so much as he was embarrassed that basically he teabagged himself. And I think he was also kind of concerned, like, Rich Swann basically took a forehead to the nuts. Or running forehead into the nuts. It would be like if Daniel Bryan did the flying headbutt and landed right on the dong. That's what that was like.
Flying headbutts. You know what? The flying headbutt, I could actually take more seriously if it was a low blow. Because that would make more sense to me. That I'm going to put, 1/10 of my weight onto you.
Instead of just, like, right on your most sensitive right on your sensitive organ.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
And you can't call that a low blow and get disqualified.
Yeah, you'd just be like,
Well, that's where I landed.
I just landed a little low.
Swan got the crowd was by now routinely quiet for these cruiserweight matches on pay-per-views, but Rich Swan got the crowd going with a double Hurricane Rana, which is ridiculous, but a good kind of ridiculous.
That was great. That was completely unbelievable, but it was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Have you ever seen that before?
No, I have not.
I don't recall ever seeing that before. I mean, it's kind of, just a stretch to believe that you could, like, monkey feet grab two people's heads that way and...
Are you calling Rich Swan a monkey?
What? What?
Sorry, I just wanted to get right.
That was really hateful. You are a horrible person. You really do have... I don't know where your mind goes. Good Lord. It's not like that time we had to edit out the comparison of black people to Doug Trio. God. Oh, shit!
These are...
Okay, explanation. I named my Pokemon after wrestlers. I made a video about that. I think that's pretty embarrassing, but I did it. So, yeah, it was like I was trying to find a three-headed Pokemon so I could name it either the Club or the New Day, and so it was like, oh, okay. So that's how these landmines tend to happen. It's Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's after that bit of excitement. I came to a conclusion that I haven't realized, and I'm ashamed for having not realized it sooner. Rich Swann has the greatest face, and every time he's in some kind of chokehold, he's just working that camera beautifully. He looks like every time he's on camera and just like eyes bulging out like he's begging for that bottom rope. He is just
It looks like he's trying to break those cuffs.
Yeah, he can't break those cuffs. Ah! Old school memes. But this leads me to my second point about fuck T.J. Perkins. Goes to the bottom rope, grabs the rope in a triple threat match. No disqualifications in a triple threat match. Yet T.J. Perkins let go. So who's dumber in this situation? Fucking Rich Swann for trying to get to the bottom rope thinking he could break the hold? Or TJ Perkins for actually breaking the hold?
Definitely TJ Perkins for breaking the hold. There's your answer. Because grabbing for the rope might be a, confusion tactic. And it worked! So obviously he's not the dumb one because it worked.
So I guess it says like TJ Perkins, you are...
The guy comes out with a whistle for some reason. Why not? He fell for Brian Kendrick's shit over and over again.
Like, my only note for that little spot is, dumbass TJ, I hate you so much. I hate you so fucking much. And then, like, as if to answer my prayers, the match is over, Rich Swann retains. But in comes Neville, and he has the greatest heel turn I've seen in quite some fucking time.
He looks grizzly.
And he is just laying waste to both TJ Perkins and Rich Swann. Like every time he runs Rich Swann into the barricade, I'm like, oh whatever. But every time he did that to TJ Perkins, I was like, thank you, Neville. Thank you, Neville. You just fucking pounding him.
Oh man, and he looks good. He looks like he's been like out in the woods or doing the red arrow off of like waterfalls or something.
On a never-ending red arrow. He looks like a great heel. He just does. He is exactly what the cruiserweight division needs.
And even though he's cruiserweight, he is fucking built.
Oh yeah, like
I mean, I can see him becoming a beast in any weight category.
But like 0% body fat on that man, just all muscle.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be in the cruiserweight division, in my opinion. He could just do whatever the fuck he wants with his skill and build, and I mean, I don't know about his mic skills so much. I saw him in NXT for a while, and he wasn't bad on the mic.
No,
He wasn't.
He's not. But like, hit that red arrow all day, every day, and keep beating up T.J. Perkins. We need to bring back beat up John Cena, and just keep it on T.J. Perkins. Beat up T.J. Perkins.
Beat up T.J. Perkins. What'd you do after dinner?
I beat up T.J. Perkins.
And then I had some dessert, and then what'd you do?
I beat up T.J. Perkins.
And then I went to sleep, and I dreamt about beating up T.J. Perkins.
And then I got up, I punched the clock, and I punched T.J. Perkins.
He has that whistle. He's like, he's a wake up.
I need to get WWE 2K17 and just make my own T.J. Perkins, and then just have Braun Strowman just completely, just pounding him,
just punch match him,
just pounding him, like no finesse. I'll put it in a no disqualification match, and he just
goes for the ropes.
He just goes for the ropes and just
like this ain't a No, this is a disqualification match.
Braun Strowman just grabs a chair and just like, fuck you! Fuck you!
He's like is he your Miles Teller of wrestling?
He really is.
TJ, this is beautiful.
TJ Perkins is my Miles Teller of wrestling. And, oh god, if only, like, heels dream of getting the kind of heat I have for TJ Perkins.
You know you've just fucked yourself over, right?
I know you're going to get me TJ Perkins shit.
I mean, come on. I'm not even going to try to be sly about it.
I know that. I'm expecting it. And you know what? It was about time I threw you a bone, because I have just been clowning you with these gifts. I am so good that I gave you... I created a hate and weakness that I can exploit from nothing.
You see, it's so hard to get him with wrestling because he hates so little.
I'm more ambivalent about shit. I mean, like, you thought you could get me with Hornswoggle? I knew what Hornswoggle was. I knew what Hornswoggle is.
Right now, these are just the dogs.
Yeah. So
I'm just testing you out.
Testing me out. Like, I'm actually surprised you haven't. I'm surprised you haven't resorted to Carlito yet.
We have a ceasefire agreement. About that. This is for the better. This is for the good of all. That we do not bring out the big bombs.
I mean, like, I whipped out the Bushwhackers the first gift. You think I was going to respect any ceasefire for long?
You haven't pulled out Carlito.
I haven't pulled out Carlito yet.
I know, you're waiting for the perfect time.
When you least expect it.
When I least expect it, and we always expect Carlitos. I don't know how you're going to do that. I don't know.
Because I'm getting you to expect Kevin Nash.
What is it going to be like a Kevin, like a Carlito in a Kevin Nash like costume or something? I don't know how he's going to do this.
Look, I'll find something.
You don't know how I'm going to do it, so you remember that.
Now here we have an interesting match. It's Charlotte versus Sasha Banks and a glorified 2 out of 3 falls match with a time limit for women's championship. Now, here's the thing. I wrote all that because during the match I was thinking, what's the point of having an Iron Man match when it's only 30 minutes long? When an Iron Man match is supposed to last for an hour?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
You mean like you're giving me a time limit for how most main event pay-per-view matches usually wind up? That's all what the Iron Man match really does.
When it's a half an hour,
outside of the scoring stipulation.
It's just turning on the time cap. If it's an hour long, it means something because no match ever goes an hour long unless it's grueling. That's an Iron Man match, but.
Or it's a Survivor Series match.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. But a half an hour, it's like... The biggest insult there is that when men have an Iron Man match, unless I'm mistaken, it's always an hour long. So this is like saying, oh, women get half of the Iron Man match that men get.
I'm sure there's been half-hour-long Iron Man matches, male matches, but... like the most famous ones that people can think of, like the one with Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar, that was an hour on SmackDown, or was it Raw or SmackDown? Well, it was on television. That tells you, like, how weird that night was. Of course, the Iron Man match with at WrestleMania 10. Yeah, it was WrestleMania 10 with Roddy Piper set up between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. That was an hour long. So like the most iconic of them are always an hour long. So to give the first, I'm thinking it's the first women's Iron Man match in WWE, not NXT. Guess remember Bayley. In WWE, and only give her a half an hour. Kind of a misstep, but then again, I really just didn't want this match to happen at all. No. Just wanted these two to fucking stop.
Just fuck.
And just go away, Sasha Banks. Just go away. Now here's the question you need to be asking yourself. Am I just saying that to trick you?
Oh, are you trying to bait me?
I might be baiting you.
I've already expressed my opinions.
But I'm not tired of Sasha Banks so much as I just want her to go away for a little bit.
You and her need a break.
Yeah, of course. Time. For like 4 straight pay-per-views, I've seen this woman fight Charlotte. And she always fucking loses.
But you don't want to break from Charlotte.
No.
Particularly because she's the champion, but...
No, I don't want to break from Charlotte because she's a heel who does her job well.
We're touching on something here. Okay.
Sasha Banks, meanwhile, is a face that wrestles about as good as Charlotte wrestles, but doesn't do a good job as being a face.
Okay.
As Charlotte is as being a heel.
Or at...
No, there really isn't anything more. No, there's nothing more to it.
That's all you want to say? That's all?
Yeah, really. Okay. Like Sasha Banks is as good as wrestler as Charlotte, but technically speaking, repertoire notwithstanding.
Corkscrew moonsault.
No, she did a moonsault. She didn't do a corkscrew moonsault.
Yeah, she did.
No, that was a clean moonsault.
She did a clean moonsault, and then after that, about a month or so later, she did a corkscrew moonsault.
Okay, but tonight,
just saying,
tonight, both women, oddly enough, even this match was more hardcore than the fucking Hell in a Cell match they had. Let's bury that right the fuck now, but. We were thinking are they just gonna save the last like it was 0-0 going into 10 minutes into the match, 20 minutes actually, nearly 20 minutes into the match, and we were thinking is there just gonna be one pinfall and that's how it's gonna be decided? If that's the case, then what's the point of it being an Iron Man match? And thankfully they saved that towards the end where it became 2-2 and then finally sudden death. And all throughout this match, I liked how this match began where it was just pure mat wrestling. But that doesn't leave a lot to really comment on other than reverse, hold, reverse, hold. Outside of one peculiar incident where Charlotte felt it was probably a good idea to try to get a pin by doing the Bray Wyatt taunt. Where
was amazing.
I mean, it was...
I didn't know what she was doing, but it looked cool.
Yeah, it looked cool. Doing the bridge up on your hands and feet. But I'm not quite sure what she was trying to do. Was she trying to pin Sasha? Was she trying to scare her?
It works. It works when Bray does it, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really cool. That did look cool. I just don't know what she was doing.
Yeah. Occasional, but once the trip spot happened, I think it was 5 or 7 minutes into the match where Charlotte trips up Sasha and she just goes face first into the steel steps. That's where the match took a turn for me. I mean, it became a little bit more desperate as the match went on, and I was all for it. But it's only by the traditional finish where Charlotte's behind 2-1, but she's got Sasha into the figure 4, and with only 3 seconds left to go, Sasha was a little bitch and had to tap with only 3 seconds left.
Seriously?
Yeah. On a figure 4. And it was a pretty weak-looking figure 4, too.
I mean, at the end, she got the bridge in, so that was nice.
No, she got the bridge in on the last one, on the last pin. She didn't get the bridge until it was.
Oh, that's right. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, she
Yeah,
really didn't need to.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh well.
And even then, like Sasha got like her first pin by pinning Charlotte in this weird sort of small package, where it looked like she just kind of looked like she went for a schoolboy, but then she kind of like
It looked like she was supposed to roll into possibly the bank statement or something. But
yeah, but then
it didn't happen.
But Charlotte overrolled or something like
And
that.
she ended up on her back, and she had to do like a pin instead or something.
Yeah, like some kind of weird small package schoolboy hybrid that looked
Yeah.
like there was a botch somewhere in those flips, and they decided to like fucking disengage. Let's just pin.
But at the very least, at least they didn't. She didn't end up pinning her on her stomach.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. But my favorite thing about that finish, though, like even though like tapped and the score is still 2-2, JoJo, the ring announcer, it's like Charlotte has scored a fall.
Oh yeah, Charlotte has gone up, scored a fall. You have one job.
One job, so under extenuating circumstances, since this match was apparently under extenuating circumstances, what would have been the normal finish would have been that it would have been the champion's advantage, and she would have walked away just saying like Sasha Banks would have said I'm still the champion. But apparently, because these are circumstances, because under normal circumstances this would have been an hour long. That was your joke, which I liked. I liked enough that I wrote it down.
Oh, you liked it enough that you stole it from me. That's really nice.
I gave you credit immediately afterward.
Sounded better when I said it.
If you don't say so.
I sold it better.
So they decided like, okay, sudden death. Whoever gets the next pin wins. I was like, okay, so like a minute happens into sudden death, and then all of a sudden, Sasha Banks has this gigantic broken bloody nose. She got busted open, and I still don't know how that happened. Like maybe she took a faceplant into the mat a little too hard, and she broke her nose, and she blood was pouring out of her nose. It was brutal. And the weirdest part about it is that they didn't stop the match to patch her up. They just let the match happen. And in today's WWE, that's amazing. I guess because they realized there's no cut to mend, so it's not like they could go in and just like try to
just shove like tissue up her nose or something.
Well, there's just nothing really to do, so they just said, okay, this match can only go for another 5 minutes, and it's not like she's gonna, die from this, so
and it looks good.
It looks,
and woman bleeding. Okay, great. We're checking things off.
Yeah, that was, and it was not a blade job. It was a
it was a bust.
It was a hardway juice job.
Yeah.
But no, it's not a juice job because it wasn't intentional.
That's okay. So a juice job has to be intentional.
A juice job has to be intentional. A hardway is just like when you just do it like what you did in SummerSlam, where you just slice them open with your elbows. This was just an accident, I think. Not really a botch, just like somebody landed wrong and just probably broke her nose.
And it was flowing. There was no capsule or anything like that.
That
was freaking real.
And it was just like drips everywhere. It was really and honestly one of the more wince-inducing moments in WWE this year.
Yeah, and not just because it's a woman bleeding. It was
like anyone with that.
Anyone with that was.
Fucking Mick Foley would have gotten if he came out with that bloody nose.
Yeah, that was a lot of blood loss.
Yeah, that
from a nose.
Yeah, so Sasha won, won some respect from me.
Definitely.
And that's why I hate to say it because it sets a very dangerous precedent by saying wrestlers need to bleed in order for to win the crowd over. But it's not like it doesn't help.
But when you do and you keep doing the match, it's honorable.
It's professional.
It's professional. It's courageous. It's
it's everything you want to have in your wrestler.
Yeah.
So
good on her.
Good on her. And unfortunately, well, I'm in a bind here because I don't want this fucking belt to continue to be hot potato between these two women, and yet they do it fucking again. However, I do want the belt to be on Charlotte.
Me too.
So, in order for that to have happened, they got to fucking hot potato the belt again back to Charlotte, who continues her 15-0 winning streak on pay-per-views.
Singles, I think what they said, singles and
Yeah,
pay-per-views.
singles. Yeah, singles and pay-per-views. She has yet to lose a singles match on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which is very, very impressive.
And not so lucky for Sasha.
Yeah, because Sasha loses every single pay-per-view.
Apparently, she's never gotten to win on a Well, she's always won
on Raw.
Sasha's apparently never won the belt on a pay-per-view.
Nope.
That is so because the only time she's gotten it has been with Charlotte.
So yeah, she only won it on Raw.
Wow.
Yeah, so which makes Sasha Banks kind of a glorified belt warmer. I mean, like, if she can't defend her belt properly on a pay-per-view, I mean, like, it's kind of hard to make me believe that she is a legit threat and needs to be, like, it needs to be respected if she can't defend her belt 3 times running on a pay-per-view. Just doesn't happen.
But she's doing good. She's doing good.
She's doing good.
She's doing good. She's definitely gained some respect for me as well.
Yeah. That's, I've never had any doubt in my mind that she was this delicate little girl that was too scared to get, injured.
That was, I wasn't entirely sure about leading up to the Hell in a Cell myself.
Well, I've seen her take a few nasty suicide dives through the ropes, and that was, nobody does that and is scared to get hurt. So... Or at least, everyone's scared to get hurt. I mean, everyone is just please catch me. Nothing like that. So, no. She sold the fuck out of it.
I mean, I always knew she had talent.
Yeah.
I just...
it's just her finisher sucks, and her face persona sucks.
And she's just not one of my personal top favorites. I really want to see, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi get some more... Mm-hmm. chances for that. So, but moving on to
the weirdest, not the weirdest, but definitely the most. I don't even know how to qualify this match. It's a Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Now, there's only a handful of ways this match could have broken down. And it all involve around whether or not Jericho was going to get involved or not. Because this all has been leading up to whether or not Jericho and Kevin Owens were still friends. And everything was leading up to the belief that they're not. But Swerve, apparently they are. So,
this is a reality TV show.
Yeah.
They're still friends.
They're still friends. My thing about this match is that for the story going into this match was, what's driving this match, but that just means that everything happening before Jericho arrived was just this useless preamble. I mean, Kevin Owens doing his usual thing where he's just filing out of the ring and just walking the ropes, trying to get inside Roman's head, and Roman just, not having it and just trying to be, this brute force. It was a nice give and take battle. There was some nice spots, especially with some frog splashes on the dual frog splash onto the table, and then a final frog splash which should have been the finish if this were any other wrestling match, but no. But other than that,
not really an outstanding match.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it just feels like this is where I felt like the pay-per-view was less about things ending and changing, and this is where it fell flat about momentum going forward.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it kind of felt like a Raw match.
Generally did.
Just maybe a little longer.
Yeah. I mean, outside of his, even with that said, Kevin Owens still knows how to put on an entertaining match, even if it feels like we're just kind of waiting for the match to get over with. Because Kevin Owens has perfected what I like to call the no lock. I mean, the no lock, we all know the no lock.
But this is the
no lock. Like a petulant child just trying to, not letting go of the thing that he wants. Kevin Owens putting on a headlock is like a little kid finding a teddy bear in the toy store and his mother is telling him to put it down.
No!
He's like, no! That's the lock, and it's adorable, and I love it every time he applies it. Even when like 5-10 minutes pass and he still has it on, I'm still loving it because Kevin Owens, he's an adorable. Kevin, look at this face. How could you not think that Kevin Owens is the most adorable man who ever lived?
Yeah.
Just look at him. He's got a face you just want to feed Taco Bell to. Aww. Ooh.
Now I'm seeing fan fiction with Luke Harper.
Luke Harper and Kevin Owens in the hairiest, sweatiest, filthiest
Taco Bell
slash fiction.
Just Taco Bell ridden fan fiction.
Mm-hmm. Oh! Those hot sauce packets of lube.
Oh God! And Kevin Owens is getting larger.
Oh, God. Oh, by the way, WWE, if you're going to plant Roman fans in the audience, don't give them gigantic lit neon signs for them to hold. Nobody in the history of WWE fandom has ever made a neon lit sign, especially not for
Roman Reigns.
Especially not for Roman Reigns.
Oh, it's so obvious. I mean, what? It's like have a slash my tires sign.
My address is here. You want to fight about it? This is where my kids like to go to school.
You know that I'm alone because nobody else wants to be around me.
Here's a list of my fears. But like going back to Owen's theatrics in the ring that I love. I mean, like, they're not wrestling moves, they're just theatrics that he likes to perform to entertain the audience. Like, him dodging a Superman punch the way that Bugs Bunny used to dodge, like, a cannonball, where he was just kind of like, whoop, right down his rabbit hole. That's how Kevin Owens dodges a Superman punch. He comes in from, like, comes up high, about to crash down on him, and he just kind of slumps down and, like, woo!
He's an excellent roller.
It's like a Three Stooges routine, like,
Do a bear roll.
It's like that... That and Zoidberg. Oh yeah. But there was other like actual legit like brutal spots like
lots of headlocks.
Headlocks,
of course.
Headlocks
master.
Headlock master. No, not headlocks. No locks.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No locks.
Yeah. No. You got to say it like that.
I have to say it like that.
You have to say it like that. Otherwise, you get it confused with the actual no lock. You got to go no locks. The senton off the steel steps onto the.
How about nope lock? Does that work as well? Does that surrogate at all?
No, it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound petulant.
I'll give it a try.
But yeah, like the senton off the steel steps on outside of the ring, that was nice, and a surprise DDT. But the biggest surprise to me actually was that Kevin Owens plants Roman Reigns into the canvas with the DDT because they're trying to resuscitate the DDT as this devastating finisher, especially after John Cena kind of turned it into a carnival sideshow with the tornado DDT. That doesn't like guys who get hit with the tornado DDT by John Cena don't even like sell it as like as any kind of move. They just immediately set up like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. But he gets planted. Yep. It goes for the pin. It's 1, 2, and then the third. And then Kevin Owens is fucking surprised that, oh my God, he didn't win a wrestling match with a DDT? Isn't this 1992? Aren't I Jake the Snake Roberts? That's the only way that makes any sense. No match has ever been like set up so high as a finisher like the DDT. And then just been used and reused to the point of uselessness, quite like it.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to resuscitate it and go on WWE.
It is a brutal move.
It is a brutal move in theory, but
had it done to me on the cement.
Yeah,
sucks.
Fucking. Now there's a story that we need to hear sometime.
Yeah, blood and everything. Yeah.
One time I'm gonna keep this quick. One time I did bulldog a kid.
Were you a kid?
Yes, I was a kid.
Okay, that's the first question.
I bulldogged a kid yesterday and just ran up behind some 8-year-old and just woo!
Well, apparently, Cesaro chokeslammed a kid to hell. What the video footage I saw was real or right. What the hell was that?
Like that was a.
I'm gonna figure out what that was all
Yeah,
about.
me too.
But yeah, you bulldogged.
I
Okay.
bulldogged a kid because I saw Roddy Piper do it, and this kid was calling me a fat ass, so I just ran up behind him while he like a chicken shit. I ran up behind him.
Well, that's the only way to do a bulldog.
Yeah, like,
is behind the guy. It's not.
I ran up behind him and I jumped up as high as I could, put my hand right down on the back of his neck, but I didn't know how to do it properly because the kid didn't know what was going to happen, so he wasn't there to like help along. So I just basically landed on top of him, but I was like 30 pounds heavier than him and coming down with my full force, so I just basically
Did you crush him like an accordion?
he just folded down and he just mashed face first. So it wasn't really so much a bulldog as it was just me
You're
just
crushing a person?
it's just being like a running body slam, I suppose. It was like a
Machka.
it was like a running slam. Just actually, if someone like in my mind's eye, I was thinking I was doing a bulldog because I was just.
Sounds like you just ran up and clubbed him into the ground.
But I didn't club him because I didn't like that. I just
Okay.
literally jumped up, had it all perfect, but because he didn't know what was happening and he was reacting
His
like
fault. He didn't know how to sell right.
exactly. But like because
Kids, what do you learn in school?
no
Education system.
it's failing us all, but especially in taking bulldogs. But the funniest part to me though was the fact that I got him there like back of the neck, thinking he was going to go down, but he didn't. So I felt like for half a moment I didn't know what was going to happen.
Like if you were just going to keep going without him.
Yeah. So I felt like I was going to overshoot it, but then I realized, wait a minute, I'm going to come down on him. So I tried to brace for impact because he was a kind of a bony kid, but my elbow caught him in the eye.
Oh no!
And so basically, I just so it went from a bulldog to like an elbow to like a macho elbow right on his head, and then my whole weight just crashed down on top of it.
Did you do like an elbow? Did it go into like a standing elbow drop kind of thing, or?
No, it was like here's him, here's me running behind. Tried to do the bulldog, jumped up like that, realized what was happening, so I tried to brace my face, but my elbow caught him in the eye. So basically, my elbow came down on him on top of his head, while I came on top of the rest of him. So what began as a bulldog turned into an elbow drop.
Okay, so that's what I was.
Yeah, like that's what happened, and unfortunately, fortunately for me, that kid never bullied me again. So
yeah,
so
because any time this guy could come running up behind you.
I guess he
elbow dog you.
I guess he didn't think I could run, but showed him. Kids, if you're watching this, there's a lot of fucking language in this shit. Stop watching.
And look at this. He's got Kevin Owens on his shirt. Of course he's inspired.
But kids, violence doesn't solve any problems. It just creates problems. Except for problems that can be solved by violence, which is a lot of them, as it turns out, especially the ones on the playground. All I'm saying is, pick and choose your battles.
If you gotta protect somebody else, you gotta protect somebody else on a playground. So
it's like, and remember, you don't have to do anything a bully tells you to do, unless they double dog dare you, which you must never ever turn down, unless you're a wuss. And trust me, once you're branded a wuss, it'll follow you until your dying days.
What is this, The Simpsons? Like, war is never good unless it's World War II. Then it's cool.
All I'm saying is that kid called me fat ass for months. The one time I did a fucking bulldog into an elbow drop.
I'm not saying that violence is okay, but it never happened again.
It never happened again, and not me telling the teachers never did shit. So it was like, sometimes you gotta use your wit.
That's what I learned in San Francisco.
God damn it.
It's gonna be taken many ways. Actually, I was a kid in San Francisco. That's where I went to school. Okay.
Like, oh yeah, I grew up in the projects, like in the projects of San Francisco.
Dude, the Marina District, the Marina Middle School, was a fucking enclosed prison.
Yeah,
I got in fights every week.
Like, well, yeah, realistically, we know that.
DDT story? Case in point, that's where it happened.
There we are. But my point was that, like, San Francisco isn't known. It's not like if you...
No, it's not like Detroit.
Or,
it's not like...
the other city by the bay, Oakland.
Yeah.
You went to the projects at San Francisco, not Oakland? You mean Oakland?
It really was incredible how the environment was like all of the ghetto enclosed in one school. I don't know how that happened.
But back to the match. Roman had this weird idea that he should be selling the sleeper holds or the locks as something like he was having trouble breathing. So he started miming like he was coughing all throughout the match. It was so distracting.
I mean, it's possible he did get something stuck in his throat or...
Yeah, but like if he was coughing, he wasn't actually coughing. He was just doing this.
Miming coughing.
Yeah, like he was just doing shit like this.
Hacking up a fur ball, basically.
Like either he was miming like he was coughing, or he was suddenly possessed by the Red Rooster. The early '90s were not a great time for wrestling, kids.
Mm-hmm. For wrestling kids, it was a good time for you, though, wrestling kids, wasn't it?
I was not 8 years old in 1992. I was 8 years old in 1998 during the Attitude Era.
I was close with the joke. I was close.
I was an Attitude Era.
I almost
kid.
hit.
I was an Attitude Era kid.
So was I. Obviously.
But finally, Jericho comes in, and we don't know what he's going to do. And there's this moment where he's looking at Roman down on the ground, and he's looking at Kevin up in the corner, and I'm thinking that like it's Darth Vader, just wondering if he should help his son Luke, or like, Father, please help me.
And Codebreaker to Kevin Owens.
Codebreaker to Kevin Owens, and then like the referee immediately stopped the match and called a disqualification on Roman Reigns, and Kevin Owens retains, and they both hug. Apparently, this was all a ruse.
Which led me to wonder if he was going to just do that to throw the match in favor of Kevin Owens. Why didn't he just do something soft like a snapmare?
Or like a slap or a punch.
Yeah, that's all it takes. The referees are gullible as fuck, and they have to abide to these rules.
So, the way I see it, I'm still happy they're together.
You know what?
I'm still happy they're together, and I'm hoping that the eventual split will be at WrestleMania. This was all just this was all just kind of a ruse.
But come to think of it, Codebreaker was just punishment for squabble.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, you're gonna get a Codebreaker, but we're good now.
Yeah, that's all I needed to get out of my system. I just need to give you a Codebreaker, and
sometimes you just gotta give a guy Codebreakers.
It's men. It's just sort of like how men just deal with their problems.
It's the guy Codebreaker.
Yeah, we that was actually pretty good. It was just like get a few punches in, and you're just like, no, we're good. We're good. But yeah, anyway, that was Roadblock. Kind of a damp squib to go out on the air, but wrestling has not been known for being this huge event at Christmas time anyway. It's more of a spring thing.
Otherwise, you get those horrible you get those terrible wrestling songs that are collaborated with all the wrestlers just singing on stage, doing Christmas caroling or whatever stuff.
Yeah.
They just they write up some song about using wrestling instead of to fill in words. I don't know. It's just like the Wrestle Rock Rumble or other shit like that. But I'm trying to remember right now. Is what I'm doing is I'm trying to remember Christmas wrestling songs that they actually did. And I'm having trouble.
Well, they did do Jingle Bells, but with wrestling like a few years back.
Yeah, Christmas.
They've uploaded it to their WWE. They uploaded it to YouTube. So
yeah, wrestling Christmas bad.
Yeah, if you want to, just look it up on their YouTube channel. If you hate life, look it up on YouTube.
Yes.
If you hate the very idea of Christmas, look it up on YouTube. But outside of that, we got some new tag team champions. We got a great match out of that. We got a new women's champion, which is really an old women's champion, and hopefully,
a great women's champion.
Hopefully, this is the last fucking time we see these fuckers wrestle.
Or else we will be having a series of photos to show you.
Just a lot of these. And everything else, business as usual, really. Outside of heel Neville, and I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah, that's juicy.
Oh yeah, that's a tasty little cookie right there. But outside of that, I guess the next one is the Royal Rumble, and that won't be until another month. So
it's gonna be a while. Time to plan, to plot.
Revenge. I get it. I've had it coming for quite some time. But you know what? Whatever revenge you seek against me, you'll have to do it wearing your Dennis Rodman shirt.
Oh, you think it's going to happen? You think it's going to happen at the Royal Rumble? I said there's time to plot. I didn't say it's going to happen then.
Oh, so it's just going to be like the pendulum situation, where I know it's coming, but I don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, or how many times?
I look forward to it.
It's going to be like an RKO of a gift.
Till next time.